Hello friends, I'm back with my new video with another important and very interesting work of literature. So without wasting enough time, let's start it. But before starting it, please like and subscribe my channel. That's all what I'm requesting you to do. The work that I have brought for you today is The Expedition of Humphry Clinker. This is a very much important work because questions are always been asked about it. It is written by Tobias Smollett and we need to remember its subtitle. It is series of letters because subtitles of the works are always been asked. Fine. Its key features are it is written in the year 1771, published in 1771. Second, it is a picaresque novel. Picaresque novel means when the work is about a hero who is traveling. First of all, he is traveling, and the second thing is during his journey, he will go through a lot of up and downs and challenges created by the society for him. And in the end, he will just be out from all of that. Fine, such kind of work is picaresque novel. Third point is it is an epistolary novel. Epistolary novel means a work which contains a lot of letters, or the work is about letters. If the work is written in the form of letters, that work is epistolary novel. This is the last work of the Tobias Smollett, so this point can be asked in the exam. So we need to remember all these points thoroughly. Then let's learn who is the Humphry Clinker. First of all, Clinker is an ostler. Ostler is the person who works in the stable in caretaking of the horses and other jobs related to the same field. Such person is ostler. He is a dull-headed, looks shabby, little old, still a good-natured, humble, helpful, and fun-loving orator. He's little slow and he is not that charming. He looks little clumsy, little clone like, but still by nature he is a very good person, very fun loving, and he is very humble, very helpful, and he amuses the people very well. That's why he has also called as an orator in the work. He suffered a long period of his life in imprisonment due to the false blame of robbery on him. He spent a very lengthy time of his life in imprisonment. Plot. The story deals with an adventurous trip by a family traveling to do a health checkup of the head. The group travels to Bath, London, Edinburgh, and Scottish Highland. Throughout their journey, all the members of the family keep on corresponding to their dear ones and share every detail of their trip. What happens in this work? A group of people belongs to the same family. They are traveling by plane and they are traveling to a lot of countries through Bath, London, Edinburgh, and during their journey, the special thing all the members of the family are doing is that they are writing letters to their dear ones. All the respective members are writing a letter to their respective dear ones and sharing all the updates, all the things that they are going through during their journey to that person. And why are they traveling? They are not traveling for in order to enjoy their trip. They are actually traveling because the head of the family have some health issues and he is suffering so many different physical problems, and in order to get proper medical treatment, they are all the members of the family, they are taking him to the various hospitals and other clinics of these big cities. Okay, so this is the basic plot line of the work, and the story part is not that important actually from exam point of view because there are so many events and the work is also very lengthy, so those events are not very important, but the characters of the works are very much important. So we will first of all learn about all the characters one by one and to whom they are writing their letters to. First of all, the head of the family is Matthew Bramble. He is a gouty old man suffering from various health issues and traveling for his physical treatment. Is the head of the family. He is writing letter to Dr. Lewis and giving every update of his health to him. Fine. He's the head of the family, as I'm telling you now. As I told you that family members are taking the head of the family to various countries in order to get to give proper medical treatment to him. So that head is Matthew Bramble. We need to remember his name. He's a gouty old man and facing a lot of health issues. And in order to get treatment of all of that, he's traveling. Fine. The person he is writing letter to is Dr. Lewis. The second important character is Lydia Melford. He is the niece of Matthew Bramble. She is boarding school student and going to the London first time and extremely excited about it. She has never traveled a lot during her lifetime, and this is very first time that she is traveling across a country, and that country is none other than it is London. Loves a poor man Wilson, who works for a stage and later discovered himself as George Dennison. First, one point that I forgot to tell you, that this family is very rich. This is the thing that you can get, that how all of them are traveling just for only one medical purpose, of only one person. The whole family is traveling, and they are traveling to a lot of countries. Fine. From this point you can get that the family is very rich, and all the members of the family, they are just too much glorified with the things that they are getting because of their richness. Fine. So they have such kind of rich attitude, but Lydia is the one who is very down to earth in the whole chapter, and she is a boarding student. And this question can be asked, that and going who is going to the London very first time. So we need to remember her name as well. She loves a poor man. His name is Wilson, who works for stage and later discovered himself as George Dennison. Actually, Lydia's problem is that being a person from a very rich family, she's facing a lot of financial issues which are related to Wilson, and because of that her family is not in favor of her marriage to Wilson. But in the end of the chapter we will find that this Wilson discovered himself as a George Dennison, who is also George Dennison was very successful and very rich person, and he in the end Wilson will find out that he was himself George Dennison. And so the problem related to his finance will also get resolved in the end. Okay. And Lydia is writing letters to Miss Letita Wills. As I told you that every person of this family is writing a particular letter to a very particular person who is very dear to them, and that dear person to Lydia is Miss Letita Willis. The third character is Jerry Melford. He is the brother of Lydia and nephew of Matthew Bramble. He is an Oxford student. We need to remember all these points because questions can be asked, that who was the Oxford student and who was the boarding student. Okay, so we need to remember these characters and their names. So he is an Oxford student. He is very hot-headed person. He get furiated with the things and with the peoples very soon. So he is little short-tempered person. He shows discontent with Lydia's and Wilson's relationship, as it was against their family financial status. As I told you earlier, that that this family is very rich and Lydia is in love with a poor person, Wilson. So because of this financial indifference in both these person, her brother is not in favor of her marriage to him. So he's and since he is also a little short tempered, so he shows his discontent about this marriage throughout the work. He is writing letter to Watkin Phillips. We need to remember this name as well, that he is writing this letter to Watkin Phillips. Our fourth character is Tabitha. She is sister of Matthew Bramble. Okay, she is an unmarried lady. Okay, this question can be asked, that who was that unmarried lady in the work of Humphry Clinker. So we need to remember that she is an unmarried lady, who Tabitha. She is traveling to find husband for herself since she is unmarried. So her primary and the only main intentions, mainly intention of for of this journey of her is that she wants to get a husband for her, and that husband should also belongs to very rich family, from a very rich background, such kind of person she wants to get. And in order to get that husband, she has decided to go through this train. She is traveling with her maid, Vin Jenkins, and little annoyed with her as she was lower class lady. Okay, Vin Jenkins is her servant, and she is taking the servant with her in order to fulfill her other needs and all. So she is traveling with her, and she is also little annoyed with her because, as I told you, that this family is very rich, and since they are rich, so they have that kind of attitude that lower people, they are not that good, and we need to make some distance with all these people. And since Vin Jenkins is her servant, so it is you know she is little not in favor of taking Vin Jenkins with herself, but she has to do because she can't live without a servant. So she is taking this servant with her during her journey. She is writing letter to Gwelliam. Okay, we need to remember this name as well. Later marries to Lishmahago, an eccentric captain of the plane. Lishmahago is, he's a eccentric captain of the plane in which they all are traveling. So during their journey, she met this guy, and she finally get a person to whom she wants to get married, and that person is Lishmahago. So please remember all these characters, whether it is belongs to Matthew Bramble's family, or whether it is Tabitha's servant, or the person to whom they are writing their letter to. All these points are very much important. In the brief, we need to remember this chart, that which person is in contact with which another person. Matthew Bramble, he is writing letters to Dr. Lewis. Lydia Melford, she is writing who was Lydia Melford? She was the niece of Matthew Bramble. She is writing letter to Miss Letita. Jerry Melford, he is writing to letter Wetkin Phillips. And in the end, Tabitha is the one who is writing letter to Gwelliam. That's all what this chapter is all about. We need to remember these characters' name and to whom they are writing letters to, and we need to remember other characters of the work as well. Okay, that's all what this chapter is all about. Thank you so much. If you like my videos, then please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye.